Hello, once again. James here. Just want to drop in right quick, and I want to. There's a topic I want to talk about. That don't you hate when you have something that stick like you have a page that sticks in it? You know, ever the computer, you get that buffering going around, and that's what I have going on in the background. But anyway, it's not gonna be. Try not to make no videos too long and boring. It might be kind of dried out. But anyway, I noticed that this is another topic that came to me recently, and probably people probably been asking why are you seeing a lot of people quoting the Bible, and you see some guys standing on the corner, whether they wearing outfits for it, with saying that the Hebrews, and or you see somebody doing it for the church, or a different ministry, and they improvising on Jesus and what is about to happen. You have the other people who are talking about who are they as the Bible, as far as the different ethnic backgrounds, and you might have seen them in your town, in your city. You have seen them over the internet, and some of what they say, the guys that you see standing on the corner with the different their Hebrew camps. Most of these, some of the things that they saying is true. Some of the things that is. But here's the difference. There's some are not filled with the Spirit like some Christians are. They know Bible, they know book, but there's a certain degree of balance you have to have, and that they don't display. Right now, as we speak, there's things going on in this country, and if you look at the weather patterns, like the fires, even though we've been having fires for the last 5 years, it seems like they're getting more and more intense in different places. The weather is getting more hotter in different places, and it's getting unusual weather where it literally is killing off the life. And out there in the West Coast, there's a lot. Not only that the land is dying, it's getting burned up, but everything in it. I mean, the wildlife and everything else have to keep running to try until it's to stop. What I'm saying is that we're in the judgment. We're right in the middle of a judgment. Then you have a pandemic with the virus. The virus is not slowing down anytime soon. So you have the hot weather, which is going up to over 100 some degrees, and you have fires, and I mean it's just fires all, and usually some people start a fire. Some men are made by natural, but somebody by smoking a cigarette, and they get into some drug and some brush, and it lights the fire. Then they try to extinguish that. But this time, this fire was struck by lightning. This fire was not man-made. It was what you call supernaturally happening. The lightning struck the ground, and wherever the lightning strikes the ground, it started the fire. In the midst of the fire, you've seen tornadoes, fire tornadoes. You don't know if you've been watching the channel is going on with that. And I've seen fires before. I've seen them, going past different places. I've never seen a fire tornado. That's one of the things I've never seen. And you've seen fire, houses on fire, buildings on fire, and it's a separate fire. What I'm saying is that we really are in the last days. And whether it's coming from the ones who have the heart of God, but they just really being led by what they being taught and told, and along with the people who are ministering you and they preaching Bible, they preaching Jesus all the time. What you have in common is that we are in the middle of a judgment. You see a lot of deaths going around you. A lot of people are dying. Some people, and then some people are being come back, who come out of the hospital from the coronavirus, are being spared. And that's basically God is warning us. Now, I know there's a certain degree of people out there that, for the longest time, they don't believe God. They don't believe that there's a God. They'll believe in something. They're praying to a tree, or hoping someone come from a spaceship is going to come save you. But, or you're going to worship a rock, or a stone, some religious stone or garment a religious item is going to save you. Nothing's going to save you from the judgment. And those aliens ain't coming by the spaceship. And whatever false gods you pray to that's in the land next to a statue, it's not going to save you. It's true that the book said, the eyes, they have eyes but don't see. The ears, they can't hear you. So when you go into them ancestral lands, or different parts of the world, they can't save you. And the matter of the fact is that they have human and some of them have made by fallen angels. This is a fact. That's what, when you go over to different parts of Asia and stuff like that, they are built after fallen angels that fell from the beginning of time with the Most High, the creator of the heaven, earth, and the universe. So they may seem like something supernatural is moving, but it's not. But if it's not God is moving, if it's not mercy and grace, if mercy and grace have to move on the Most High. That's the truth. That's where all these people being spared. The ones lives are being saved. They're coming out of the hospitals after suffering the most horrendous virus on the planet right now. That's COVID-19. That's why some people are making it and some people are not coming back home. This is the truth. And there's people, it's not, they trying to say that a certain segment, first it was the older people, now it's the young, now we've seen that it's going across all ages, even as far as hitting babies. And babies and children are supposed to have the strongest immune system. And that's why some people and parents and teachers are leery about it. And there are some places in America that when they sent the kids back to school, some of them came back tested with COVID-19. Some adults did too. Some adults went on the breathing machine. And I don't know if and whether some people don't want to believe it or not. I understand that. And right now it's taking effect on the economy. That's the third thing. That's why there's a lot of jobs some are not coming back. There are some businesses that are not coming back. Some are able to sustain. And what caused all this? What really caused the ones that you see so far? The diseases that's running rampant through the earth. The fires on the west coast that's moving closer from the west, coming from the west all the way down to Texas. Extreme heat. So when you have extreme heat, you have a lot of people with heat strokes. That's gonna take out a portion of people. Plus you got to deal with the fire. This country is under judgment, ladies and gentlemen. That's the truth. It's a physical thing. And the men and women of God that's been trying to tell you to get your life in order, give your life to Christ, It's no religious thing. It's not about denomination. It's about you better get right because the judgment is going to get worse. And as we see right now, the judgment is getting worse. And you see by the loss of jobs, people have lost their houses, apartments, and things because they can't pay the rent. Because if they don't get their check or something, they don't get their, and you see how our government is. They stall tactic. They're so focused on right now with the election, it's not even funny. It's a power play with those polls between Trump and Biden. It's a power play. No, it's a power play between the Democrats and the Republicans. It's all power play. That's all what it is. We are in the midst of a judgment. Hear me out now. This ain't. I'm not trying to preach to you. This is a fact. This is reality. There are people who are getting sick. Some are going to make it, and some are not going to make it because of what's coming on, and the things are probably coming upon the earth. And then what they're going to try to do is solve it with something that's going to be going worse. And what they're trying to stop this COVID-19, it's going to be something worse. You see what they give you, it's going to practically. That's the fourth thing. The fifth thing, if you don't know about it, it's the insects. The murder hornets. These are insects. If they sting you, I mean the sting is so horrendous it paralyzes you. They say feel like you're going to die. That's from a murder hornet. They have arrived in the United States. And it's starting from the west and coming towards the east, certain parts of the country. So So you have a plague, you have fires, you have a heat, tremendous heat. I mean, over 100 degrees in parts of California, Texas, Oregon, Nevada, and Arizona, New Mexico, all them some of them states out there is feeling this heat. Then you have the bad weather in Iowa that come out of the storm that came through there wiped out the town. And it got close. Now people are homeless. Now you have a population of people where they don't have. You got the people getting evicted. So you have homelessness more Americans than ever on the streets. So the spirit of poverty has really hit this nation really hard. This is a judgment. That's another judgment. So with all this, and people are not taking it seriously. You're not taking this seriously. And with all these plague, and the murder hornets is like a plague. That's a plague. That's a serious plague. And you see the grounds cracking open. All this is happening in America. What sparked that out on the West Coast? Places like California wanted to get rid of the Bible. They want to don't want anybody preaching the Word of God. Whether you're a person who say you're Hebrew or you say you're a Christian, whether Hebraic faith or you're Christian. Do not mention Yeshua, mention Jesus. They want their name stopped out there. And the result of it, that's what's happening out there. Anybody that preaches the truth, and they passing laws out there that they want their way. Therefore, when you violate the word, judgment comes. But in the midst of the judgment, there are people being spared. and then some people are not. That's what's going on right now. This ain't, and you've been told this. Some people laugh or some people mocking. Some people are out there laughing and mocking about it. They think it's just a hoop that we're going to go back to. No, we're not going back to usual. You see that. We're so indoctrinated with wearing a mask right now. It's not even funny. You can't even go into a business without, and then you have to put on a mask. It's part of it. But they said that's going to help some of the people from catching it will cut down. But if you don't have on the right mask, then now they're saying that it's ineffectively with some masks. Then you have a country like China sending stuff through the mail because they have a kind of a conflict with the United States because of what they happen with all the merchandise and shipping. Ladies and gentlemen, we really are in the judgment. I'm trying to get you to see. And this is not. So it's time to get on your knees and pray and seek the one who's where you at with his son, Yeshua, Jesus. Even when you go vote for this election, have God show you who is operating with his spirit. Because the next 4 years is going to make a difference. Who takes the office? Ask him. Don't, before you vote, go out there and vote. Whether it's for Biden or for Trump. And for the Vice President, Harris and Pence. My suggestion to you is get on your knees and pray. And no one ever mentioned this. And have him wait for your answer. Press in and pray. You know how different religion groups press in, they pray every hour. And if you have to, and they fast when they do on certain holidays, you gotta do this. And we all need to do the same thing. We have to cling close to the Most High, because right now we're in the midst of the judgments here in this land. And there's other countries that are going through some judgment too. In South America, Asia, they're going through their judgments too. Wherever this coronavirus is at, there's a judgment. There's wars going on right now, probably as we speak, in certain parts of the world. So my suggestion, as far as this country, whoever going to be your next leader, ask God before you vote who is the right person. Don't listen to your family. Don't listen to your friends. Don't listen to the media. Cut all that out. Vote. Ask the Most High, because it can mean a lot. Because sometimes, and Donald Trump is right about one thing, whether your opinion is, whether you agree with them or not. He's right about one thing. They can sometimes news can be fake, and they can turn stories around. And sometimes you have to, and what most people don't do, they take regular media and transfer it to social media, and never doing the research on what is really is going on. And you don't find out till later on what is true. So that's my suggestion to the people out there. So that's why you hear, what brings me back to this point, that's why you're hearing a lot of people talk about the Bible. Just about everybody, someone is referring to some scriptures in the Bible. Whether they're Christians, whether they're Hebrews, they're coming out with a book that's speaking of the Bible. Even they come around to it. Even some people don't want to talk about the Bible. It has to come back to the Bible, because there is something to it. There is a story that tells about now. That's why you're hearing about it. And if you're an atheist and don't believe in God, that's on you. But my suggestion to you is that if you don't believe in God or you believe in another God, you better hope that the one you believe in or you don't believe in, when the judgments increase, your eyes are going to be open. And I'm not, because I'm no prophet. I'm not claiming to take no position. I'm just a person that understands what now is. Don't let something have to put you on your back. Anything that would affect your body and take your last dying breath before you find out and you wake up in a not so nice place. This is what's coming down to. The mercy is running short. That's why all these things you see in the land is running short, and it's hitting everybody. There's no specific economic group of people. There's no specific by their name, no specific by their sexual orientation, no specific by the color of their skin, no specific by their religion. This virus is taking no specific by their language. It's taking about everybody. It don't matter if you live in the suburbs. It don't matter if you live in the city, from the city. It don't matter if you live in the country. Now the rural areas in places like here they said the virus is spiking up. Now the rural areas, ladies and gentlemen, is less popular. You figure that you get way less population of people. Well, it's reportedly that there's some cases that's been rising up in rural areas, especially here in Ohio. It might be in your state too. I'm specifically saying, that get your life in order. We all need to get our life in order. Whether you're young, whether you're old, whatever background you're from. But I had to say this to my subscribers. Get your life in order. We at the last critical moment. With all the things you see, if you ever heard about it, you're gonna hear about it. Even if you don't even pay the news, even if you don't pay attention, he's gonna allow the situation to get your attention. And we can ignore it. I mean, not to be scared, is to be aware and get ready. And that's what people are they're crying out and saying this over and over, because the pandemic, the plagues are increasing, insects that sting, the fires are increasing in certain parts. The weather is increasing. Tornadoes are getting worse now than ever. Rain, hail is tearing things up. You getting hail getting size of town about this big. Manifestations of animals are going. I heard from one of my neighbors that they're going to some point and they're going somewhere and they just die. They were telling me about that these animals are hearing some type of signal and they go into a Pacific area and they're dying. They're dying in the oceans. They're dying on the land. This is happening right now. That's why I said we have no time to be playing games. Look how the way we're barely out of summer and the trees are even changing. The trees, the plant life is dying. Used to be time when flowers and trees used to keep their coloration and leaves. Now, you look, here it is August. We ain't even got to September yet. And the trees are turning already. Leaves are falling off already. Ain't even hit September. Remember we used to, back in the day, we didn't see the leaves get off the trees at the end of September, October. Now they're getting up until August. And August is still breaking in, still in the midst of summer. So even the plant life is telling us that there's something going on. The skies, there's something going on. Unusual patterns in the skies. Everything is letting us know the earth is mourning right now. It's mourning. It's mourning in California. It's mourning in other places. And think about all that life out there that was in the wilderness is being pushed out or killed. Some wildlife. Think about every wildlife, from every insect, snakes, scorpions, bugs. I mean, you think from the bigger animals to foxes, squirrels, groundhogs, mountain lions. All that stuff is being burnt up, people. Fire is just it's taking it out, burning down houses, people that lived out there in the hills and the mountains. It's turning to literally crisp. Did you guys see Paradise, California? Now other parts of California is going to start looking like paradise. Again, because California decided to be a rebellion. It's one of the states that want to be rebellious against the Most High. And men and women of God have been trying to tell you on the streets. But many people out there say, no, I don't want to hear that religious stuff. No, I don't. I think I'm gonna pick whatever God I want to go to. No, I don't believe. I don't believe in God. I think we're gods. You got people that's saying this stuff. Okay, if you're such a God, then how come you can you do about the situation around you? Then can you stop the fires? Can you stop the plague? You say that you're a God. Come on now. The plagues ain't stopping. Because you could do whatever you want to do, the plague is still coming. You could do whatever you say to the virus. we like Kenneth Copeland, just, but the virus is still coming. The virus is still spreading. It's all over the place. I'm saying this. And I usually don't go into a topic like this. But it's time to get your life right. Those of you out there. Someone come along in your life have told you this. You heard it through television. Maybe someone dropped it. You heard a stranger talking about it in a store. We at the end times. I don't want to hear that religious stuff. Okay. Till it start happening to you. Someone you know. This is how real this thing is. Get your life right. Get on your knees and let God lead you. And just wait there in prayer. And I must do the same thing too. Wait there in prayer. Prayer for your life and your family and friends. Prayer on who's going to lead this country in the next 4 years. That's the main thing. Don't vote with your emotions. When you go into this November election, don't vote with your emotions. Don't vote with fact. Don't vote if you do decide to vote. Don't vote with hearsay, trying not to please your friends and family. Vote with your heart. Vote with the Most High. Show you who has his best interest. Who's it? What's causing? What would happen if the right person wasn't put in office to run this country and run that holding up the whole system? I know the system ain't perfect right now. I know we need the monetary system is going down, and people want their money because we live in a capitalistic society. That people got to work, people got to make money. That makes the world go around. But as we see, you see that even they won't run out of. They start with the coins. They're running out. Next thing you know, it's gonna move to the dollars. Next thing you know, you're not gonna be able to spend no dollars. What is it? 5, 10, or 20, or 30. You're going straight to the debit card, to the credit card. Then the next thing, it's gonna be a chip. You don't believe me? Some of you don't believe this? Let him show you. That's why I said get in prayer. Get in prayer. That's my advice. It's had nothing to do with you being Christian or Muslim or this or Jewish or whatever. It's time to get in prayer and find out what is going on in the spiritual realm. Get in prayer, because whatever the spiritual realm affects your atmosphere, it's going to affect your atmosphere maybe today or tomorrow or next month. And you need to know what the game plan is when the resources dry out, when there's no food, when there's no resources. We all need to know this. And we slowly, and you see it before how the way stuff was starting. You start going to the grocery stores and certain things started leaving the shelf, and they couldn't get it fast enough. The trucks couldn't get down there fast enough. All of a sudden, it ran short. Now you're seeing that because now the crops are burning up in different parts of the country. Corn is being burned up because of storms, and the farmers can't farm the corn, the beans, everything. What's important? Now the weather is affected, whatever is coming from out there, because it's food coming from out there too. Everything is being affected right now, or it's going. If it isn't, it's going to be effective. Please listen to me. This ain't got nothing to do with no religion. It's something to do with facts. These are facts that are laid before your eyes. These are the facts when you step out your home and go to the grocery store. These are the facts when you hear from a family member who's going through something. These are the facts in somebody, one of your friends laying up in the hospital with COVID-19. These are the facts in the weather's going to be bad in certain parts of the country. In the hurricanes are coming closer and closer off land. And in hurricanes will turn to tornado winds in the future. Then you got the winter storms that's coming around. And it might be winter storms we ain't never ever experienced. And they bring on hurricane winds and blizzards. Could be coming this winter. Now you got a hurricane blizzard, left summer, left fall, coming to winter. Now and then you see some disease like COVID-19 on the rise, and it could be another plague that is going to circulate in the atmosphere. And people are warning you, this is happening. Get prepared. Get prepared for it. And that's what all of us. We're being warned right now. So everything, all this comes down to when it goes back to what I mentioned not too long ago about voting. Because the people who lead, the person who leads and sits in office can bring the most horrendous. It's going to look like it's good at first, but they can bring the most abominable things in the land that goes into another judgment, another judgment, another judgment. That's why I say you must seek his face. Find out who Joe Biden is. Find out who Donald Trump is. Who lines up with him? Because if you line up with him, he's going to point you who's going to lead you into the future. And he don't hold anything. The Most High God, through his son Yeshua, Jesus, better known as Jesus, ain't going to lead you and He's not gonna leave you in the dark, no matter where you come from, who you are, because He wants you to let you know this is the truth. Everything is placing right now. And even I have to learn to kind of, I know I've been kind of slipping too about getting in His face. Literally, you know how some people say go into the prayer closet? Go into the prayer closet. Or go into your bedroom. Shut the door. And we all got to turn off the electronics once in a while. And which I know is hard to do. Because we get bored easy and things. But from what you see right now, not tomorrow, it's what's coming down the line. And another thing, if someone telling you something, maybe you may not know them, but it might come to your family member, it might come to your friend. This one, you know it could be from Him, because He will bring it through different phases of people. That's another thing about God. You're like, why does that keep seeing here? You the third or fourth person told me something like this. That's God trying to tell you something. He might even tell you through a child. You never know. A stranger you run into at the store. And He's been trying to impart that into the earth through people who will openly listen. And this is going across spiritual lines. This is getting down to either you believe or you don't believe. Either you listen or you don't listen. Because if you don't believe, you're going to experience the pandemic. But with the ones who do believe, he'll put the shield around the ones who do, and the mercy shield around them. When it start hitting people around them, boom, 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 boom. That's what's happening right now, and it can happen for the next 2 or 3 years. And then the enemy, the evilness in this world that you see manifestation of it's increasing too. I mean, you get people in high places is going directly with the scriptures. So even the evil is taking their course. Why the Most High is protecting many of the righteousness in His favor. Evilness is taking course. Evilness is hitting in different parts of government as we speak. That was one of the things I believe that why it was initial what they had. That's what they do. Why he released this virus, and that's why I thought to myself. I said, wait a minute, all the viruses that we've had in the past, and we've had some swine flu, SARS, Ebola, and it's taken out some people. Regular, pneumonia can take out some people, but this thing, think about it. And then they say that this virus mutates. A virus that mutates. Then there's other viruses that is in the land that's coming back in the 1920s that they're supposed to eradicate it out. Chickenpox, measles, polio. Stuff is coming back. Somebody had let the evilness come back into it. This is why, and it's going to hit certain people, along with any other natural diseases in the land. And even people who are getting this virus, some are not unhealthy. They said, well, that's just going to hit the people who got diabetes, high blood pressure, this. No, there are healthy people that couldn't handle this, and they left this world. They were probably a bit of shape as someone who was having to exercise at all. So We can't dispel that. Then they said, then for the people who had the ventilation tubes, that they said did some damage to the heart muscles in their heart and lungs by being on that ventilation tube. Facts. That's facts. So what I'm saying is, all this is taking place. What I'm telling you right now, everything is taking place. And it comes right back down to who gonna run this country, who gonna run this land. Whoever gets in the office, you're gonna see it play out. It may go, it could be the third or fourth phase that can lead into war. It could be the fourth place that if you get the wrong people, like the could be the Democrats, they can drag this country down. And innocent people go to prison. Kids can go to prison, like Kamala Harris did, putting your child in school. And you got someone like Biden who passed laws, caused innocent people to go to prison because they called them predators. Remember, he was a lawmaker. She was a lawmaker who made these laws. Trump was a businessman. Still between a businessman and a lawmaker. Them two was. They made laws that affect hundreds and thousands of people throughout the United States. Trump didn't do that. Trump, made some dirt as far as close some businesses down. It made some, not some innuendo. And I heard like one man said, they both are racist, but at least his race is more direct. Whether Joe's is kind of more sudden hidden. And he'll use anybody. And the hidden racist person is about as worse as the person who's forward with their racism. That's the truth. And people will say, well, he had Obama as his president. That don't mean nothing. It's all about power. It's all what it's about. It's all about power. This is my knowledge that I know. People getting all excited on. I got family and friends on Facebook, and they just so gun-ho about, and they have no idea. They don't do no research on any of these candidates. Anything what the news tell them, they do it. But they never seek God in prayer. They don't believe it. They go by what someone say. And I mean, yeah, he says some harsh things, but so did Biden too. Trump did. But so did Biden say some offensive things too. We can't leave that out. And both men are running the president. And both men come from families that's going to be established for the rest of their life. Where 90% of us from all walks of life are going to suffer because whoever takes the White House and whoever does the Senate and the Congress. All this plays out, people. This is the truth. Vote, get on your knees and seek, who should I vote for? Sometimes you got to tune family out. Sometimes you got to tune friends out. Sometimes you got to tune the news out. Because they all could be wrong about something. See, the enemy will show you something. He'll make a lie into a truth. And that's what he does. He's a deceiver. That's what he do. That's why he's taking something which is bad right now and turning it into something good. And he's doing that with and you can see how morally, those of you who lived at a certain time, you see that the morally among people, how people are they don't have no morals no more. They have got more wickeder. They're no more self-centered now than ever before. And you see people bullying other people. catering to their self-centered self-ego. This is the truth. This is what I'm saying. But anyway, I didn't mean to make this long. I'm going to let it go up to about 50 minutes. But I just want to say, this November, pray before you go out. And to answer the question from earlier, that's why the ones with the Spirit, not just looking at it from the natural, but from the supernatural. Listen to the ones. Because some people can be regurgitating from something that they saw. Let the Most High God show you who is of His kingdom. Whether they're Christian, or the guys you see standing on the corner, or they say that they're Hebrew, or they're on social media, or on television. Let Him show you. Follow His Spirit. Let His Spirit talk to you. Because everybody got truth, but no one has the Spirit of truth. Because there's a lot of truths out there, but what is the real truth? And it's only He can open up your eyes to show you the real truth for your own self. Someone can tell you something, and it's true what someone said, that and not give a reverence to the devil, but he know that Bible better than any person do, because you got to remember he was with Christ at one point. He was up there in heaven, and he fell, witnessing the Father's word. So when Christ came to the planet, Jesus, Yeshua, came to the planet, He came through a family, came through the flesh, and didn't have any clue that the Father was with Him. He was in the Father, and the Father was with Him the whole time. But He showed Him the kingdoms of this world. So he's talking to His Son, why the Heavenly Father listened through His Son. And He went on for all the kingdoms of the world. And you bow down. You know the story that He bowed down and worshiped Me. Never knew that he was through His Son. He was looking straight at the Father who ejected Him out of heaven. That's how crafty He is. He knows and then He start quoting scriptures at him, trying to get him. Well, just throw yourself down off this mountain. Let the angels come down and catch you, since you're the Son of God. He knows this. And you know what Jesus says, and Yeshua says, "Get behind Me, Satan. It is written not to tempt the Most High God." So He's quoted the scriptures. What I'm saying is, He can quote the scriptures. He can appear like He's intelligent. He's all-knowing. But in the end, He's a deceiver. He's a liar. He's a destroyer. Out here to take many souls to the lake of fire with Him, or into hell. And there is a hell. There's a shield that's under the earth. If you don't believe me, seek the Most High. Ask Him. Let Him show you, like He showed some other people. So that's what I want to say for now. But remember, that's why the people you see on the corner, they're telling you, the ones who have the lovely heart, they're trying to get you into the covenant, that you will make the choice to come closer to God. It's not about your association. It's not about denomination. It's not about your name. It's not about, you see these pastors with these certain classes and cliques and everything. It's not about that. It's about your soul. Because judgment, when the final judgment gets here, and the whole world is in chaos, you want to be lined up with the one. So that's the message. It's not about, well, you're trying to get me to import your views and my ways and trying to get me to join your church, whatever. No, you not just get on your knees and pray and seek the Bible. If you don't, and let Him guide you, then He'll lead you. But He will also show you how you got 2 or 3 agreed. Assemble yourself. How powerful that is too. Because the church is in you. Once you get the understanding of that, it's just, even though you need the manifestation of a building for others, but the church is in you once you come to know His Son. That's what He wants you to do. So that's why you're seeing so many people come out on the corner, and you're hearing people on the internet. You're hearing people speak about the Bible, telling you stories. Some people don't even have a relationship who trying to give praise at a thing, but they had to come back to the Bible. It could be somebody's a Muslim, but they got to come back. Some stories going to come right back to the Bible, even though it could be in the Quran. Even it could be the Torah, the Jewish. Something's coming back to tell the story. So that's His way of speaking to the earth. That's the wisdom of the Father. That you're going to hear from one end or from somebody, especially when He wants your attention. Because the truth, the reality of it is, He loves you. And He's trying to save most of us from what is about to come. A lot of people we're going to witness some things that, man, it's not going to be pleasant. That's what it's about. It's not about I'm trying to convert you or anything like that. It's just get on your knees and pray and seek His face, and don't stop seeking His face. If He don't answer, it doesn't mean He doesn't hear your prayer. It means that He's waiting for the time and season when it's on His time, when He can answer you. He can answer you when you pray tonight and lay down and speak to you in your dreams. He can text you alone in the car and start talking to you. You can hear you will hear His voice audibly. So that's my suggestion to you. To be safe for all these things you see around you, and the more things is coming towards this earth, and things its manifestation in this earth. Listen to those people. Get yourself right. Because it may not affect you directly, but it can affect someone you love around you directly. It can affect someone in your family directly, your friend, your closest friends, your neighbors. This goes for all of us. So I just want to bring that tonight. Because entitled this, why are you hearing so many people talk about the Bible? What is it about converting or something like that? No. It's about relationship. It's not about converting. It's about relationship. It's not about me putting my views on you. But if anybody will listen to this video and pass it to somebody, you can't deny the reality. We are in the last stages. Everything that's said early in this video is happening. So it's up to you. He don't force himself. He don't force himself on us. He gives us a choice. But make the right choice. Choose the right path through His Son, through Yeshua HaMashiach, better known as Jesus. The mother wants will be able to save you. You call their name, eyes can't see, ears can't hear. They got eyes that can't see and ears that can't hear. So that's my advice. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, hope you be blessed out there and take care of yourself and have a wonderful evening.